that'll work.
I did like the touch of adding Green 18.
I had like
Rogers' cadence is what it is. He's got some of the best cadence.
I immediately had to go.
Sports.
I immediately had to go with something Rogers related for the intro. Because like, well, fuck it. It's a Green Bay Tampa Bay thing. Who has the better call signs, Rogers or Tom Brady? Rogers, obviously. When he's not fumbling the football on the snap, but
Rogers just snapped the fucking ball.
Green Hut. Oh, fuck.
He's mic'd up.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Rogers mic'd up is absolutely hilarious. That's why they don't do it anymore.
All quarterbacks are still mic'd up so you can hear the cadences. Sometimes you still get the funniest shit.
Yeah.
Green 18. Green 18.
Play action fake. Pass to Gronkowski. He's going to score a touchdown. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Holy guacamole.
On Rogers. Play action. Look to the end zone. Rainbow Jordy Nelson.
Third down, 6. Dropping Mayfield. Looking Mayfield throws toward the end zone. Receiver caught ball. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Mike Evans. And a great throw by Baker Mayfield.
At the 38 of Dallas. Play action and bootleg, left half bootleg. Now throw back the other way. He's got him wide open. Down the right side. Musgrave, end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! Luke Musgrave! Yes! Hell yeah!
The comeback!
What's up, guys? I'm back, and welcome to the Battle of the Bay podcast with Drazz. Say hi.
Hi.
So to those,
That's a weird hi.
To those who don't know me or him, my name is SDS. I run the YouTube channel here. I do Dead by Daylight. I actually do a variety of things. This is actually one of those varieties. I'm doing a football podcast because why the hell not?
And I'm here because I don't have anywhere else to talk about football because my Twitch channel has nothing to do with football.
Oh, so you're here, but what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Drazz.
There you go.
I'm 24 years old and I have no life.
We're not asking for your dating profile, okay?
I like long walks on the beach in Chipotle.
Chipotle. Now you know you're never going to get a woman if you go to Chipotle.
What's wrong with Chipotle?
I don't know. They're bullshit portions. They're bullshit portions, in my opinion. But that's not why we're here.
Okay, I will say, depending on the Chipotle you go to, the one next to my house is great. Some of them aren't, though.
Anyways, that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about Drazz's poor dating life or my own terrible, terrible decision making. But hey, I chose to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, so that only says how good that shows how good I am in the long term.
Poor decision making over long term.
No. That means I'm good at making decisions that fit the long term. I was a fan since 2009. I was a fan since 2009, suffered for a decade, and then poof, we win the Super Bowl after Jameis leaves.
My backstory as to why I'm a Packers fan. I'm from North Carolina, but I wasn't allowed to watch football as a kid. But one day I was sick, and there wasn't anything else to watch on TV, and my mom was like, "Fuck it, I don't normally let you watch football, but this football game's on while you're puking. Watch somebody play." And I was watching Aaron Rodgers beat the fuck out of the Cowboys. And that was back in 2010, and I was 10 or something like that. And when I started getting into football, I found out that some of my family's from Wisconsin, and the rest is history because I was like, fuck yeah, it gives me the pass. Plus, I hate the Panthers because they have UNC colors, and I'm a diehard Duke fan. So I was like, I can't like the Panthers because they have Tar Heel blue. And so it just became a Packers fan.
Lord wasn't a
out of my sheer
why did
hatred
he
for
make the
UNC.
sky blue? That's the thing I always hear them say. But like my entire thing is that I saw the Bucks logo when I was 8. I saw their logo and I was like, yeah. And the thing is, my entire family
I like pirates.
my entire family is from Michigan or Tennessee. So somehow becoming a Bucks fan after all that, while my entire family's either Lions or Tennessee fans, it's kind of weird.
I think I'm like the only person obsessed with football in my family. I have gotten like some of my family into football or like forced them to like pay attention to it. But the only reason I'm a fan is Aaron Rodgers. And so
Yeah, I'm about the same way.
at the end of the day, I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan above everything else.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way when it comes to family stuff. Like, nobody else in my family gives a shit about football. Besides my dad, who watches the Detroit Lions. I almost said Tigers because baseball season, but the Detroit Lions and the Michigan Wolverines. He only pays attention to those two, and I do not blame him, but he's the only one in my family that even remotely watches games.
Plus, I'm built like an offensive lineman, so I mean,
We're both built like
works
offensive
out.
linemen, just not in the right way. We're Brandon Burlsworth before he got his training regimen at Arkansas.
Me and you could play the guard positions. We could
five-
probably play the guard positions for the Bears and be better, be an upgrade.
I'm 5'10". I'd be easily bowled over by whoever the nose tackle is. Like by height, I would be either
it's fine.
by height I'd be either a running back or a safety. And I do not have the body weight for either of those.
Dude, you'd hit like a truck as a safety though, blocking the run gaps.
Yeah, with a 9-second 40-yard dash.
I don't think I'd even make it to 40 yards.
Like,
you just have 40-yard dash
probably,
pending on your.
No, it was it's some bullshit that we did in high school. Like we were just goofing around after practice, and we're like, "Hey, let's just do 40-yard dashes. Why not?" So I stood up the 40-yard dashes, and I timed some of the offensive linemen. I was a backup center at the time. I was not very good, which is why I was the backup. But I darted, and it felt like I was taking forever. And when I looked at the time, it was 8 seconds. Like 8.67, I think.
I probably would be about there as well.
I mean, I gained weight, but with weight comes momentum. If you get that momentum going, you can go quicker. So I probably could shave it down to like 7.5.
7.5. Hell yeah, baby. We're making it to the big leagues with that number.
Yes. Olympic sprinters we are. All right, but enough about our bullshit with our past lives as
enough
terrible
about us
football
being
players.
losers.
All right, so first things here. I'm a Bucks fan. He's a Packers fan, and this episode is just going to be about record predictions for the North and South, respectively, in the NFC. I see nothing wrong with that, so do you feel like going?
Yeah, I say we get right into it. Which one are we doing first? That's the question, though.
NFC.
Oh, shit.
Or NFC. Fuck. I'm tired, okay?
The first thing I
Shut your
first
phone
thing I
off.
did is I went to I got like 9. The Olympics are going on right now, so
Well, shut up, the Olympics. Nobody cares about the Olympics. Especially after how they mocked me.
All three of the four notifications were fucking Simone Biles.
She's still relevant? I thought she retired.
Simone Biles took a shit today.
Okay, sometimes
right,
sometimes your webcam keeps graying out on OBS whenever I go to the site, but I'm hoping it doesn't do it. So I'm just gonna hope. All right, so I think we'll just do the NFC North for now. Like we'll start with there and then work our way south.
Start with my home turf.
Start with your home turf. Turf. All right, just let me take a look at how this looks in OBS and then adjust accordingly. All right, do this real quick. And if you see the background, that's because I'm just trying things out right now. Fine by me. All right. Dang, why is... There it goes. All right. So first things first. You see... you got... I'll say on my screen, because of OBS, I got the picture of Ryan. I got Ryan Fitzpatrick showing behind because I have to adjust so the screen for the playoff for the predictions would fit. So I have just Ryan Fitzpatrick's head just going hello, leading out of the corner. Oh Lord.
All right. So I would say we start with the Packers first, but I could also be convinced to start with someone else.
Well, I mean, the Bears are like, I don't want to be that guy and say let's just go default alphabetically, but
that works for me. We'll keep it simple, saucy and simple.
All right.
So are we gonna go game by game, or are you just gonna have me talk about it?
Let's just do quick game by game, and then we can go into depth about like why we think they'll.
Quick game. All right, sounds good. Week 1 for the Bears, Tennessee at Bears.
Here's the thing about Tennessee. They got a lot of good pieces on their defense now with L'Jarius Sneed coming in. Here, but I don't.
They also added offensive weapons too.
That's true, but the thing is that the Bears have loaded up all sides of the ball. I do not like Caleb Williams. I hate him. I wish he disappeared when he went to USC. But he's there. He's likely to tear it up with his receiver core. Probably will have a lot more than what L'Jarius Sneed can handle, and whatever's left of that secondary Tennessee has.
You know, I'm going bold. Packers fan says Tennessee goes to Chicago and beats up on the Bears. Not because I hate the Bears, but because I think it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks for that Bears offense to get going.
Like, don't get me wrong. I hope I see Caleb Williams flop like a fish, but I'll say I also got to be a little bit realistic here. I'm going to write this crap down.
All right. Yeah.
So me and you. It's me and you. Shit. Sometimes just writing on paper is the best way to go.
This will actually save whatever records we predict too, by the way. The other day I tested it and just clicked the Bears all the way down.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't have to
on
be
one
writing
side.
this down, but all right. So you got the Texans. Two
All right, week
QBs
2.
I hate.
I think it's easy for me to put a win in the Texans column. They did nothing but improve. Whereas the Bears are just trying to show that they're in this.
Well, I got some news for you. My entire thing, I'm expecting a huge sophomore slump from Stroud. A huge one.
Oh, so are you starting the Bears 2-0 and I'm starting them 0-2?
Probably.
You couldn't be further. You couldn't be further from the truth.
Hold on, I think we'll agree.
Well, further.
I think we'll agree on this one though. This next one.
All right, week 3. Bears at Colts. I'm actually going to take the Bears here because I think the Colts are.
We're 0 for 3.
A step
damn
away.
it!
I think they're. You're taking the Colts?
I'm taking the Colts. I'm a big believer in the Colts.
Honestly, I think of all 3 of these teams, I think the Colts are the least put together. And I think that their team was super good this year, and it's hard to put a roster without a good quarterback together in the same way. If
we
that
saw
makes
what
sense.
Anthony Richardson was able to do.
There's a lot of teams that have that.
We saw what Anthony Richardson was able to do, like in the small pool we had, but it looks like he's able to play. Like he's able to play really good in my mind.
But can he stay healthy? And
well, I would like to think so.
There's a lot of question marks on that team.
I would like to think so because he got hurt on a fluke run. Like he just lowered his shoulder in the worst position possible, then it busted.
Yeah, well, I'm not opposed to starting out the Bears 0-3, but I'm thinking that of all the 3 first games that they could take, Tennessee historically has been better than their record. Same thing with the Texans. They are at a point where they're playoff contenders. I don't think the Colts are playoff contenders. I don't think the Bears are playoff contenders,
Well, I mean,
but I think they're both
the Colts
fringe,
were.
so it could go either way.
I'll say the Colts were a game away from getting into the playoffs. All they had to do was not have their backup running back in for Jonathan Taylor, and that would have been history.
True. All right, week 4. Let's try to let's try not to just sit on them too long.
All right, Rams. I got the Rams here.
Week 4, Rams. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty. Matthew Stafford's too much for them still.
Yeah.
We got 3 home games in a row for the Bears, and they lose the first one.
They have 3 home games
which drops
in a row.
Their record to 1-3 for me.
They have 3 home games in a row twice. Anyways. So you got week 5.
Where? Oh, they do. What the hell? Week 5 against the Panthers. I got to give it to the Bears, man. I think the Bears are going to be better than the Panthers.
No. Hear me out.
The Panthers got Deontay Johnson.
Hear me out. Dave Canales is a quarterback whisperer. If he can rebuild Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield, he can surely do it with the midget behind center in Carolina.
I agree that the Panthers are going to be better this year, but they were terrible last year, like absolutely terrible. So quite literally anything would be an improvement, I think. I mean, I don't know. Besides a hurricane destroying their stadium and having nowhere to play, they pretty much that would be the only way that I'd see them being worse than they were last year.
Gotcha.
So I do think the Panthers are going to be better, much better, and I would actually expect this game to be close because it's 2 really young quarterbacks developing against one another.
Yeah.
But I'm actually going to trust not give the Bears too much hate. I'm going to trust their process a bit.
That's a fair enough assumption. All right, we got week 6, Jacksonville versus Chicago.
I think this is a pretty easy Jacksonville victory.
Well, I mean, I'm going to agree, but I don't think Jacksonville's going to do real well this year. Like, they lost like a good portion of their receiving core after it got ate out by who got Zay Flowers again? Was it the Falcons or?
I can't remember.
Either way,
it might have been the Falcons.
They lost a good chunk of their receiving core and didn't bother to replace it other than getting Brian Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. I agree that they're, as a football team, they're worse in most positions, but I think their offensive line is marginally better than it was last year. And Trevor Lawrence will be healthy, hopefully.
Yeah,
last year he was not healthy for most of the year.
A healthy Trevor Lawrence will work wonders, definitely.
All right, then we have week 7 bye. Somehow the Bears will still lose the bye. Anyway, coming off the bye, we've got Bears at Washington, and I haven't talked to you about this at all.
Okay,
but
hear me out.
My position on the Commanders.
Hear me out real quick.
All right.
Jaden Daniels is the next best thing to happen in the NFL. I think he tears it up. Whether the Commanders win or lose, that's a different thing, but I think he tears it up nonetheless.
I think that it doesn't matter if he and Terry McLaurin do good. I think that the Washington Commanders are going to be terrible this year, and I think Ron Rivera gets fired if he's not already fired. I haven't paid attention to the Commanders.
Ron Rivera has been fired, and they replaced him with Dan Quinn.
That's right, Dan Quinn. Ooh.
Like Dan Quinn is marginally better.
I did remember,
but he's basically great value in the head coaching position.
I forgot.
But they still brought in Austin Eckler, Bobby
Ron
Wagner.
Rivera was fired.
They still brought in Austin Eckler and Bobby Wagner. They brought in a slew of other free agents, and they drafted Jaden Daniels, who is probably going to be the best quarterback in that draft class. Like, I have the Commanders winning.
I still,
I have them
dude,
winning.
this one's actually close. You know what? I'm actually gonna agree with you. If Ron Rivera was the coach, I would make Bears. I would make the Bears win. I don't have much faith in Ron Rivera anymore as a coach.
Well, you don't have to worry about him. He's gone for good.
All right, Bears versus the Cardinals.
Bears. I don't see
Bears.
Arizona doing anything this year. Like
They're gonna have Kyler Murray.
Yeah, they're gonna have Kyler Murray back. They're gonna have. They're gonna have. They're gonna have Marlon Harrison as their wide receiver. I am tired of I'm tired of Ohio State wide receivers. I am tired of it. Marvin Harrison.
I'm gonna put it on the Cardinals. I think
Harrison Jr. could have went
Kyler
to
Murray's
Syracuse
just better.
like his father, but no.
I'm gonna vote against the. I didn't think I'd be this against the Bears, but looking at this is the first time I've looked at their schedule.
Yeah,
too,
I'm gonna be on the Bears.
And actually thought about which team's better.
All right, New England versus.
All right,
New England
Patriots
versus
Bears.
If you're picking anything,
this is where I spam click the Bears.
Yeah, I was about to say,
again,
I still hold the fact. I think Drake.
I would bet on a team of 52 dogs to beat the.
Like I still.
I was a betting man. I'd bet on Airbud to be.
Like I still think Drake May is the worst QB off the board. Like I still think that until he proves me wrong, I will think that.
I just hate the pick for New England. It's just incredibly safe. Let's try to find someone that's like safe. Tom Brady again. That's what they did with Mac Jones.
There is nothing safe about choosing a toolsy quarterback who only has stats but nothing else. That's not safe.
I mean, I'm talking safe as you take what you know, right? That's kind of what I'm talking about. I think that Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams are both better picks. Like, I think they have better chances to be a good quarterback. But also the situations that these rookie quarterbacks are going in, the Patriots have one of the worst situations as well.
Definitely,
even though that they improved it's not going to be improved by much.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I simply just don't like the Patriots right now where they are. And so, like I said, I think they're going to be the worst or the second worst team in football this year.
Yeah, that's probably a fair assumption. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. All right, moving on.
Well, which one I'm clicking.
Yep, I'm clicking it right with you.
Some things don't change. Packers own the Bears until they give me a reason to not.
And
Vikings, Bears.
The Packers are still the only team. The Packers are the only team I know of that have a pick. The Bears are the only team I know that have gotten a pick six off of a fat man. And I think that was the year you guys went to the Super Bowl.
I don't remember.
Big B.J. Raji for the touchdown.
I know. I do like Khalil Mack that Rodgers couldn't ever get away from. And then they got rid of him. The Bears' one chance to stop Rodgers was Khalil Mack. Remember that first game we played him and he got a forced fumble and like 3 sacks in the first half or something like that. It was crazy.
Khalil Mack was the only sack that Tristan Wirfs gave up during his rookie year.
Khalil Mack is mad underrated, dude. Mad underrated.
Maybe. He's with the Chargers now, so he's in the nose brand.
All right. Vikings, Bears.
This depends on whether or not who is starting.
I'm going to go out of my way to watch this game. I'm going to go out of my way to watch this game because I think that this could be a scary, close game. I don't think people are going to realize how close these teams are going to be talent-wise this year. I know I have the Bears at 3-7, but they have a lot of talent. I'm not saying that the Bears are a terrible team. And same thing with the Vikings. I think that both of them have a bunch of talent and that they will be good, just not ready. They're not ready this year.
That's fair enough. I have the Vikings winning this.
I'm going to
It's all going to depend on whether or not J.J. McCarthy starts at this point. Like,
it's going to come down to J.J. McCarthy versus Caleb Williams is what this game's going to come down to.
Yeah, and I hope J.J.
because
McCarthy
the Vikings,
wins.
I don't think they vastly improved their defense. On paper, they haven't vastly improved their defense. And the Bears did add a bunch of weapons. I'm going to choose the Bears, which is going to be Bears win at home.
Okay.
I think the Vikings win their second matchup, but we'll get to that.
And I think
I think the Bears steal it at home.
To 4-7 actually.
Yep. Ironically, we got there in different ways, but both of us are at 4-7 now.
I think we're going to
Dude,
agree.
the fucking Bears. I feel bad for them. Back to back to back.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I think we're both going to agree on what's about to happen.
Yeah, a 2-game losing streak is what's going to happen. For me, a 3-game losing streak.
For me, it's a 3-game losing streak. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's 3 games in a row they're going to lose.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it down and not think too hard about it.
Like, this is the Lions division for now. San Francisco's a fucking buzzsaw. And the Vikings, they're just fighting it out with the Chargers, the Bears to see who gets last place in that division.
Yeah. I totally agree. But you have the Vikings winning the first game, right?
Yeah, I have them sweeping.
Right? And then so you have a 4-game losing streak. I have a 3-game
Make that 5.
streak.
I just saw that they played the Lions right after that Vikings game.
They have a horrid ending to this season. They have a horrid ending.
Horrid is an understatement. This is a nightmare.
I honestly feel bad for the Bears. I feel bad for the Bears.
I don't.
This is a tough ending, and it's really hard to vote for them.
Besides the Vikings,
I know you dislike.
Why
do you hate the Bears more than I do? I'm a Packers fan.
Caleb Williams. Caleb fucking Williams. That is why. That fucking traitor can go jump off a cliff.
All right. Well, we got. I have the Bears in Week 12 winning against the Vikings. You had the Vikings win, and then we both, I think, agree that the Lions are going to win, San Francisco is going to win, and then the Vikings are going to win on Monday Night Football in Week 15. Week 16, the Lions are going to win. Now, the only thing in question is, are the Bears going to beat the Seahawks at home?
I mean, the Seahawks.
I think yes. I think the Bears steal one at home.
I mean, the Seahawks are going to be kind of mediocre this year, I think. Like I
think they're a dead end team where you need to blow it up.
Well, I don't see it blowing up, but I do like they are.
I know they're a good football team, but they're not a great one.
But I mean, they got a new head coach who is offensive minded, so he might unlock something in Geno Smith we haven't seen. And maybe DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and Jackson Smith and Jigga blow up. But I'll say until I see it happen, I think I'm going to have to agree with you. This might be a game that the Chicago Bears steal.
Yep.
All right, and we can just put
this
down.
So I'm gonna put the Bears.
And
I think Green Bay sweeps.
I got Chicago getting swept by the division.
Oh man, I have them 1-5 in the division. I didn't expect that bad of a record, honestly. I expected closer to 500.
Yeah, I got 5-12.
There you go. All right, we'll go right up to the Lions now.
Right, Lions.
We already have them at 2-0.
They're at 2-0.
We already have them at 2-0. Yeah, they're at 2-0. Week 13 and 16.
All right, week 1. You got them.
Oh, week 1. I'm gonna have to watch this game.
Week 1 is a playoff rematch between the Rams, and I think
they win this game. Rams, Lions. I think the Lions steal week 1. I think it'll be closer than what people think because Matthew Stafford, I think, is going to be better this year.
No, I think.
Oh boy, I see. I see your. This is the first time we got a Tampa Bay game in week 2.
Here's the thing. Hold on. Back to the Rams real quick. I actually think Stafford is about to enter the twilight of his career. Maybe not very drastic. Like, he'll still be very good, but you're going to see, like, signs of him, like, starting to wear. So I don't think they'll be very good.
I actually
but
agree
I think
with that.
they're going to be very good, but they're not going to be very good, but I think they're going to be at least in the playoff consideration, like easy.
I think they're going to be out of the playoffs this year, but I think that Matthew Stafford will be the difference in a couple of wins versus losses.
Like with Stafford, you'll see.
So,
like this year, I think you'll see that he's starting to to wear down, but he'll still steal some wins. Like definitely.
absolutely. I think Matthew Stafford is majorly underrated. Now that he's got a Super Bowl win, though, I think he'll be rated higher to some people. But,
Yeah, but
he's a very good football player.
Yeah, I still have the Lions winning this though. All right, let's get this one out of the way. Week 2.
Week 2. I'm sorry, I got to pick against your team.
Yeah, I know. We got slaughtered the last time we played them in the regular season. I gotta go. I can't deny it.
And yeah, they come in to the Lions' home. I think the Lions are going to be pissed off that they lost a game away from the Super Bowl. Something to prove.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to pick against them.
Like my editor said that last year was the year was their opportunity, but I gotta get some water. But
they just paid Jared Goff. Everybody is.
They paid.
Like I can feel the buzz behind the Lions.
Like, they paid everybody that was important, and they just re-signed not Graham Glass now. What was his name? I don't know, some offensive lineman.
C.J. Garner-Johnson.
No, C.J. went to.
Did they re-sign Garner-Johnson?
No, Gardner went to the Eagles again, but.
Oh yeah. Anyways, there's so much has happened this offseason that I just can't keep up with it. I can't remember.
Yeah. Anyways, I have the Tigers. Why do I keep saying Tigers? Too many
the Tigers. Everybody loves the Tigers.
They are the best. They are the best cat. I didn't make up the rules. They're the best cat.
The greatest cat.
Oh.
Tremendous. Way better than the Lions, let me tell you. Sorry.
All right, but I think they actually, they might actually have a 4-game winning streak here to start the season.
That's what I'm gonna put. All the way to their bye week, they end the bye 4-0.
Then they got.
And I think the one team that can beat them is the Bucs. I think the one chance that they have to go 3-1 is the Bucs. So I will say that about your team. They have the best chance to beat them.
But now you're getting
getting
into the meat of the Lions' schedule. You got the Cowboys right after that bye week.
Oh yeah.
Now I will tell you this. I think they'll be super pissed off from what happened on Thanksgiving and then steamroll them. I am that adamant about it.
I actually disagree. I think the Lions are gonna win in a close one.
So
I think the Lions are gonna steal one.
We still got them winning, but in different ways.
The Cowboys home. Yes, you think they're gonna steamroll. I think the Cowboys are gonna put up a fight. I think the first half, the Lions are gonna be coming off their bye a little bit shaky. But I think Jared Goff is going to lead them to a fucking win in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I think 24-28.
Yeah, no, I got it in a blowout, but either way, we got them both winning.
If he comes back to a 24-28. All right, Lions, Vikings. I really don't want to start off the Lions.
Yeah, that's the thing with this. Like, there's I don't want to
straight wins.
Like, I don't want to overhype it, but at the same time, I think Detroit's worth the hype. Like,
I agree, and in this one as well, the Vikings are coming off their bye.
Like, most of their division's bad, and a lot of their opponents are either like upper crust or absolute trash.
Yeah, I honestly think that they start undefeated.
Good Jesus, how until they get to Green Bay, I think they win like 7 straight. Because I do not see the Vikings.
I think
I do
okay,
not-
yep.
I do not see the Vikings winning at all against the Lions. And Tennessee, they still got to figure some things out.
Yeah, I honestly think Tennessee puts up a better fight than expected because
Like-
they've got a history of being better than what they actually are, but
Yeah,
I don't think that they can
I'm
hold
actually
a
seeing
handle to the Lions.
I'm actually seeing Tennessee starting off very weak, but as the season progresses, they're going to get to the point where they can actually make the playoffs. I see them starting up dismally, but then they get to the point.
I think they will get within a couple games of contention at least,
Yeah.
which I think is a victory for them this season.
Yeah.
All right, Lions Packers.
I mean, I think they split last year, didn't they?
I think they did. I think so I think the Packers take this one simply because it's at home. But I will say I think the Lions are a better football team. So I'm gonna go ahead and go down and click they split again. Lions take their home, we take our home.
Yeah. I'm good with that. That means we're at 10-1.
Yeah, so far 10-1.
All right, and I think
If Lions fans think I'm biased, we have the Lions at 10-1 right now.
Yeah, we got
make it 10-2.
Yeah, and
spoiler for the.
Yeah, I see the 49ers down there. But
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about the Texans. I think the Texans steal against the Lions.
No, I got the Lions winning that one. I'm sorry. However,
I will say this. Fuck.
Go on.
It's really tough. I have the Texans beating the Lions, and I have Jacksonville beating the Lions as well.
Well, I mean, with Jacksonville, that sort of makes sense because they do have a tendency to do some weird upsets. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's I think that I of all the games that I think that the Lions will lose, I would bet on the Jaguars beating the Lions more than the Packers beating the Lions at home.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Because
it's a rival game. Jacksonville is a trap game of trap games.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
You never know what Jacksonville you're gonna get.
Jacksonville is that team that's what the hell are you going to get? Exactly what you said. But I'll agree for now. I'll agree.
All right. I'm gonna put them over the Colts. That's easy.
That's
12.
Yeah. As much
Colts.
as I believe in the Colts, their secondary is not going to hold up against Jared Goff.
No, absolutely not. Swiss cheese. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a absolute beast.
Who I think is also 99 in Madden. I think.
All right, and then we have. I think he's like a 96 X Factor.
Yeah. All right, now we
deservedly so.
Now we already figured out Bears versus the next Bears and Bills, Bears and Packers. Then you got the Bills.
Yep.
Now,
I think the Lions clear.
This is the tough one because I'm the Bills lost a lot of pieces, but they were all old pieces that weren't performing very good. Off injured old men.
Yeah. I think the Lions are a better team, though, even with all those pieces still there.
You know what? I'll agree, but I think the Bills in the AFC are going to be almost they're going to be trying to get the monkey off their back. I think they're going to go into the season with nothing to lose and just throw everything at everybody.
I do think the Bills will be decent, but not good enough to beat the Lions at home.
All right, then.
I think that Green Bay and the Bills are going to be on the same power level, playoff looking to contend. but not quite perfectly a contender.
Yeah. All right, Week 18, you got the
And I
Vikings.
think the Lions are.
Oh, go on.
I was just saying, I think the Lions are the contender in the NFC.
That's a fair assumption to make. Now, we got the last game of here. Now, do the Lions rest their starters, or do they keep their starters on just to spite the Vikings, even though they have a playoff berth locked up?
Dan Campbell didn't do it last year when they had their seed, the second seed, secured. He played them anyway.
All right, then.
So I'm saying they play their starters.
So that means we have the Lions.
And the Lions clear.
14-3. Well, at least I do.
I have them at 13-4.
Shoosh.
14-3, 13-4.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
All right, your guys is up.
Which leaves us to my team. Oh God, week 1. I forgot we were against the Eagles in week 1.
In Rio, you're going to Brazil.
That's right. We get to see Blue the
parrot. But
bird.
Real quick. Can I go get something to drink? My throat is killing me.
Yes.
Thank you.
For all those people who watching, we have to be really careful with SDS because he uses his vocal cords, his throat a lot. He's a throat goat. You know how it is. $20 is $20, man. It just he's got to take care of his throat, man. It's his big money maker.
Look at it. It's beautiful. I can have this stuff set up on my IV.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, I got a gallon of lemonade in my, I think, 32-ounce tote right here.
Don't worry, I kept them entertained while you were gone.
What'd you do? Flash them?
Dude, they wish. That's for the OnlyFans. All right.
I could probably have a thing of lemonade IV in my arm for the rest of the time. Ever since I lost my taste of soda, it's been nothing but lemonade.
I could do that with Baja Blast.
I blame Baja Blast for making me
lose
my taste in soda.
You ready for... Man, that's sad.
Well, I mean, it's more the fact that...
That's sad.
Like, hold on, quick story time before we
F in the chat.
Quick story time. While I was in Atlanta for my summer trip, I got a thing of Baja Blast, and when I took a sip of it, it turned out it was just the carbonated water that they had for soda, and it looked the exact same color as Baja Blast. So I tasted what soda actually was, and I haven't touched it since. Like, every time I drank soda after that, it was like, it tasted awful. I'm sad.
Fair. Honestly, fair.
What's your thing keep crying out? There it goes. All right. Story time over with.
All right. Story time over with. Week 1 of the Packers against the Eagles in Rio.
Here's the thing with the Eagles. Yes, they collapsed. Yes, they probably shouldn't have been as good. Yes, they probably shouldn't have won as many games as they did last year. But they did a lot to improve. They got rid of both of their coordinators and replaced them with better guys. They got better secondary help and a new linebacker. I think they actually do.
They're going to run hard play action this year.
Like, I actually do think they're going to win the East
the thing
year,
is
more of that later.
I have watched like a lot of stuff football related this offseason, but the one I've been most in depth with is the offense of the Philadelphia Eagles and how they ran inside zone so often running, and they only ran almost exclusively play action through shotgun. And it just made their offense so bad. Like, it was one-dimensional. It took all the explosive run plays out of their offense, a bunch of stuff like that I was watching. and have a new offensive coordinator.
Now saying the offensive
And I
coordinator
think that
who was responsible
his
for that
entire
is out.
Yeah, I think they're going to make an effort to improve in all the places that they were bad at, and so they're going to take shots often down the field with their playmakers because they have an elite receiving core. And I think AJ Brown is a nightmare matchup for even our best corner, who is 5'11", I believe. That's how big Jair Alexander is. So he's slightly undersized. And so I think I think we start 0-1.
Yeah.
As a Packers fan.
Yeah, I don't think you guys win that at all. I'm sorry to say.
No, I think we get punched in the mouth in week 1 as a Green Bay Packers fan.
And
you heard it here first. We start 0-1.
You immediately get sent to Brazil. Quite literally.
I'm going to add something else to it. I think that in his first game after getting a 4-year, $220 million extension, I think Jordan Love throws a pick 6 in that game, too.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's a bold prediction, but I think he throws a Stevie. I think he throws a pick 6. Maybe not necessarily a bad game, but I think it's you know how it is with luck. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know how it is.
All right, week 2, Colts Packers.
Okay, I actually have you guys.
I think this is at home.
Looking at your schedule, I see you guys winning against the Colts and winning against the Vikings. Like, on the next 3 games you guys got.
I have us losing to Tennessee. That's a.
Well, I mean, I didn't have Tennessee blanked. I was like, okay, because that's actually interesting because you got 2 young QBs with one of them has already experienced what it's like full time. The other one has only 4 TDs in 1 game, and that was it.
If you look back, the last time I think it's the last time we played Tennessee, or one of the last times we got our asses kicked.
But I'll say you also got to remember that they upgraded that defense in Tennessee.
Yeah, prime Aaron Rodgers couldn't beat the Tennessee Titans without a franchise QB. So I'm not saying that that's like drastically different teams since then, but I think it does. Green Bay always loses to at least one team they're not supposed to, especially at the beginning.
At least
we're not supposed to lose to Tennessee. I would be happy if we win. I would be happy to be wrong.
At least you don't have a perennial curse of losing the backup quarterbacks.
True. Well, we actually lost to Tommy DeVito last year.
All right, Tommy DeVito was one time. We always lose to backup quarterbacks. If it's not backup quarterbacks, it's rookie quarterbacks. And every so often we lose to a rookie backup quarterback. It happens all the time, more than I care to mention.
that is a cross that you Tampa Bay fans have to bear.
Yeah.
Our cross to bear is we can never improve our team until the offseason. So if we know we have a detrimental flaw, we won't fix it until it's already come into play and caused us to lose a playoff game.
All right. You got the Rams.
All right. Yeah. So Packers clear the Vikings.
This will be one. I think this will be one of those games.
LA clears the Packers here.
I think this will be one of those games that Stafford steals, like that we mentioned before. I think this will be one of those games.
I agree. Like, I straight up agree. I think Green Bay always turns it up in the second half of the season, which means they always have these shaky starts. We look good, but we have some serious flaws, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I think LA is they're a worse team, but they're less raw, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, I know what I'm going to get with LA and their offense. I don't know what I'm going to get with Green Bay's, even as a Packers fan. I expect good things. I would like them to go 13-4 like the Lions, but
That ain't gonna happen.
Every time I get hyped about the Packers, yeah.
I mean,
All right, so we have them 2-3 to start the season.
yeah. Now you got a relatively easy slate of 3 games here. No way you guys lose to the Cardinals. The Texans may put up a fight, but again, I have the feeling that Stroud's going to have a big sophomore slump, so I have you guys winning that one. I don't know if you have you guys winning that one, but I would say so.
I would say we beat them. But this is gonna surprise you again. I have Green Bay losing here to Jaguars as well.
Why do you always? Are you?
I trust Jacksonville this year, dude.
Is your team AFC team
I don't know.
the Jaguars?
No. There is no team I watch more than Jacksonville last year, and so I knew all of the problems they had. They could not convert on third down because they lost Christian Kirk, and they could not run the ball on first and second down. I saw all their flaws. Trevor Lawrence is – I just have a feeling Trevor Lawrence is going to be more solid. Their entire roster is going to be more solid. I just got a fucking feeling, man.
All right, I'll trust you on that feeling for now.
That's
for
the kind of game.
I will.
That team, Jacksonville – the same thing with Tennessee. Those are the teams that Green Bay loses to. Those teams that are like, we don't know what we're going to get from them. We drop them. LA, Tennessee, and Jacksonville. We drop all 3 of those games because it's a game that we're supposed to win, but we can't actually get a fully solid grip on how good that team is.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's fair enough.
We can beat good teams. We can beat bad teams. The ones in between, we get our asses kicked. Every time. I don't know what it is.
You can't kick mediocrity in the ass.
Yeah, we always fade the mediocrity. We can beat trash and we can beat good teams, but we can't beat the average teams. All right, which leads us to I am confidently picking Green Bay beating San Francisco.
Nah, I got you guys.
Because we can't beat them in the playoffs, but we always beat them in the regular season.
Nah, I got you guys in the 2-game losing streak.
We beat them in the regular season.
I got you guys in a 2-game losing streak. I'm sorry.
The Dolphins and San Francisco?
Yeah, San Francisco, good luck moving anything against that defense. And Miami, your secondary is going to be pretty much toast by the end of the second quarter.
Well, we actually destroyed the Dolphins last year.
Did y'all?
We picked off I think we picked off Tua once or twice in that game.
Can you fact check that for me, please?
He had one of his worst games.
Can you?
Yep. We won 26-20. That was 2022. Is there one in 2023? It was 2022.
Congratulations, you're a year removed from Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So in 2020, we won 26-20, and Tua threw for 310 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions.
Go on.
And they had Waddle and Tyreek Hill, but not like super good. They weren't as good that year.
Like I will always.
But Green Bay also had only 36 rushing yards in that game.
Like I will always admit the fact that I do not like Tua. Like he's very hot or cold when it comes to being a QB. But if that offense is clicking, it is clicking, and there's no way you can stop it.
I'd agree with that. I'm going to still trust my Packers because we can beat good teams. And that's what I said. We've beaten San Francisco during the regular season a lot. We beat them last year in the regular season, then lost to them in the playoffs. We always beat them during the regular season. I'm going to put that there. I'm not going to do it. I would rather lose to them in the regular season and win during the offseason. But based on trends, that's what we do. So I'm going off of Packers trends of how I know my team anyway.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I still got the 3-game losing streak: San Francisco, Miami, and the Lions. But this is where you guys redeem yourselves in this next stretch of games.
You say that, but I'm gonna actually have a 2-game losing streak. I have us losing against Seattle.
Okay. I get it. Mediocre, you can't do it.
Because
But
again,
I got you guys
mediocrity.
okay, but I got you guys winning against Seattle, winning against the spawn of Satan Saints and the Vikings. And then you're finishing up beating Chicago. So that's a nice 4-game winning streak going into the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah, we finish on a 3-game winning streak. I have them beating. I feel like we don't beat the Seahawks. But that's just personal opinion. I would like them to be 12-5, but I'm thinking they finish 11-6. I might get some of the wins and the losses of who we beat and who we lose to wrong, but I think we go 11-6 regardless. 5-1 in the division. That might be different, but
I got
like
you guys
said,
I got you guys at 10-7.
Pretty...
A little bit better than last year. So
you have a who? Oh yeah, you have us losing to either the Dolphins or San Fran.
I have you losing to both.
Or both. You have them losing to both.
All right. And now for what could be the
See, I have us beating both and then losing to the...
All right, here's what we got for the Vikings. They're already 2-4 on my board.
Yep. They are already 1-5 for me.
Oh my
because they're 1-5 in the division.
Their schedule. Look at their first 6 games. That is awful.
Oh. Oof.
All right, let's just one at a time.
Honestly,
one at a time here. All right, first off,
Giants.
They got to win against the Giants. Okay, if you lose to the Giants this year, there's going to be something wrong with you.
I actually already disagree. What? I think. Look, I don't trust rookie quarterbacks early on. I already said the Bears are going to struggle out of the game.
And Daniel,
right?
Wait, hold on. I will fully stand by the grave that Daniel Jones was never given a chance. But at this point, if he doesn't have any help, he's not going to perform well. And he barely has any help outside of freaking Malik Neighbors. He's not going to do well. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I get it.
Oh man, I don't know. That was my hottest take so far.
I get it. You're a Duke fan, but use your head.
No, I do think that the Vikings should win this one, but it's week 1 of JJ McCarthy's career. I think that the Vikings will be a better football team than New York, 100%. They already are. I'm going to put New York. That's my hot take. That's one of my hottest takes.
The webcam is bugging. I'm apologizing right now. All right.
And can we both say San Fran is going to beat the Vikings?
If they don't, they're already frauds in my book.
And you got to put the Texans over the Vikings at least.
Fuck it, their defense.
Even a bad performance, like I said,
their defense is terrible. They had
the Texans.
The Vikings. Their defense is like I can't think.
The Vikings.
I can't think of anybody on that defense besides Harrison Smith, and he's like what, 200 years old.
Yeah, and the Vikings' best player, Danielle Hunter, went to the Texans. I think his name's Danielle Hunter, right?
Yeah.
Last name Hunter. Starts with a D.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. And then Jets Vikings.
I got the
I gotta
Jets.
trust Rodgers will beat a NFC North team, right?
Yeah. We know that's going to be his next stop, though. We know
Dude,
the Vikings are going to be his next stop. Like, history's in circles
Exactly.
in the NFL.
Exactly. And then he's gonna lie to the IRS. I don't know. I can't remember.
He's going to get all this stuff for Cal Berkeley, and then he's going
Harvo
to get
someone
busted.
money. Yep. All right. LA versus the Vikings.
Rams. I'm going with it.
I'm actually going to click Vikings on this one.
Ooh.
Actually going to click Vikings. I think for me, that would be their first win of the season.
Let me look.
I think they finally get their first win of the season.
Yeah, they're on a 5-game losing streak for me heading into that game.
Yeah, I think the bleeding's got to stop at some point.
This is going to be a 6-game losing streak we're going to have them on. Like, here's the thing. I don't think it'll be because of McCarthy. It's going to be because that defense can't stop a damn thing.
Agreed.
Like,
I think McCarthy will have probably a Rookie of the Year campaign,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
with that elite receiving.
Like, if you take a look at 2018, 2019 Bucks, despite Jameis Winston's interceptions, I hate him for that. But we had a horrible, horrible defense those 2 years. You can put some of the blame on Jameis because they ended up making our defense start at like the 30-yard line, an opponent in the on our side of the field. But our secondary couldn't stop anything. So you can have a great offense, but if your defense can't do anything, good luck.
Yeah. Which brings us to Colts versus Vikings.
All right, we got two pieces of Swiss cheese here on defense. Who would win a shootout between Anthony Richardson and Jason McCarthy?
I think the Vikings put this one. I think they get two in a row for me. One in a row for you.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like Justin Jefferson or Michael Pittman. It doesn't take a genius to see who's better.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson's the best wide receiver in football right now.
Mike Evans.
And it's not close. He's better than Mike Evans. I'm a Packers fan, and I have
Where's
to say
his
that.
10,000-yard seasons in a row?
Sometimes you just gotta say, yeah, but
yeah, but nothing.
Jefferson, he's better, dude. Look at the film; he's better.
Oh,
he had
no,
200 receiving yards in one game against Green Bay.
It's not like our secondary was able to hold them below 100 yards. No, God, no.
Let's see.
Anyways, we got them versus Jags.
Well, it's got Jordan Addison too. I'm gonna put the Jags, not because I believe in the Jags. But because
the Vikings are that
they're
bad.
a more complete football team.
All right.
Yeah.
I
know it seems like I'm sucking off the Jaguars because I picked them 4 times, but we actually get to them, their division eventually. They will not be winning the division, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. All right. Titans or Vikings?
All right.
I'm going to choose the Vikings here.
This is another. I agree. I think this is also a toss-up.
All right, and we have them winning.
And then I have them losing against the Bears.
And I have them winning. Okay, they got to win against the Cardinals.
I was going to say, even with the Cardinals having a more complete QB,
And with
that, the Cardinals'
on my
defense
chart,
is Swiss cheese too.
With that on my chart, the Vikings are officially above the Bears in record. So the Bears are the worst in the division right now for me.
Same.
Okay, Vikings versus Falcons. This is going to be a Kirk cringe revenge game.
Yeah, I think Kirk buries them. If he plays terrible through the whole season, he's not going to play bad against the Vikings.
Yeah,
Even if he has the worst season of his career, I think he buries the Vikings.
All right, I got the Seahawks winning
Out of spite alone.
Yeah, I have the Seahawks winning the next game, by the way.
Same. And then I have Green Bay,
it.
and then we have the Lions winning.
And that's it. That's the entire division. All right, so my review.
And that's the whole division.
That's all right for me. Here's the whole division for me. I'm going to be moving around the OBS just to have it in frame, but work with me, damn it. Here's mine.
All right, while you're doing that,
No, hold on.
Go ahead,
I got it.
go ahead.
Lions 14-3, Packers 10-7, Vikings 6-11, Bears 5-12.
And what's their division? Record.
Division record: 5-1, 5-1, 2-4, 0-6.
Yeah, mine's not much different. I have 13-4 Lions, 5-1 in their division. Packers 11-6, 5-1 in their division. Vikings I have at 5-12, 1-5 in their division. And the Bears I also have 5-12, 1-5 in their division. So I have them essentially tying but losing the tiebreaker.
Come on, where's the broom? Where's the broom for them?
So technically the Vikings are higher.
Yeah.
I don't believe the Bears are going to be that bad. I was very surprised to see the Bears be 5-12 and the Vikings, but looking at their schedule, I'm not surprised. They have a worse schedule, I think, than Green Bay does.
Yeah.
Both of them do.
I gotcha.
So,
why does this keep happening? Come on.
All right. If we go by alphabetical order again, your Bucks are first.
No, Atlanta. Atlanta starts with an A.
Well, if we start with Atlanta, but I was saying Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints.
Oh, right. Damn, which one do you want to do?
We can do the Falcons first.
All right, Falcons first. I'll leave my guys.
We'll do the Falcons first.
Yeah, because I'm going to say it. I'm a Bucks fan, but I got to say it. The Falcons are going to be either the best thing that you could see or the worst. It's going to be one of those two, and there's going to be no in between.
I already have the Buccaneers going 0-17, so.
Bastard. But the Falcons.
All right, week one against the Falcons.
Here's the thing with the Falcons.
Steelers versus Falcons.
Here's the thing with the Falcons. No matter who they had at coach, no matter what players they had, they always found a way to fuck it up. Historically speaking.
Yes.
Now, I do not like Raheem Morris. We saw him in Tampa. He was a horrible, horrible head coach. Great defensive coordinator, horrible head coach. So, the Falcons, if Kirk Cousins can carry them, okay. But there's so much working against them.
It's a lot of question marks.
There's so much working against them, whether it's Kirk Cousins' Achilles, whether it's Raheem Morris's coaching experience, whether it's the fact that their offensive weapons have not worked out real well. You could place the blame on whoever.
I think their number one receiver is Drake London.
Yeah, you could blame that performance on whatever you want, but the point is that they haven't performed well.
Agreed.
But
Hey.
I think they're going to be mediocre this year. They're going to be middle of the road. They're going to have a year to kick off rust, and that's about it. Who knows? Maybe they'll do something next year, but this year I don't think they do much.
I don't think they do a whole bunch this year, but I think they're going to be a playoff contender. Maybe not I think they'll be low seeded.
All right, but but let's just get through this. But I'll say you get versus the Steelers for one.
Steelers Falcons. I think the Steelers win this on defense alone.
the Falcons got a great offensive line, but T.J. Watt's able to bust through anything.
He gets one-on-one because of Cam Hayward and Hightower, I think is his name on the other side. Highsmith.
Highsmith, yeah.
Somebody. Highsmith, yeah. They have pretty much elite pass rushers all across that defensive line. So
And
if
again,
there's any sort of hole, somebody's going to find.
The one credit I will give the Falcons is that their offensive line is very good. They had 2 All-Pros on it last year.
Oh yeah.
But
Their right guard is ridiculous.
But for now, I'm agreeing with you. The Steelers will win here.
Falcons Eagles. That's an interesting one on Monday Night Football.
Eagles all the way. Like I'm gonna think this entire first half of the season is gonna be like a big wake up call for the Falcons that they're not as good as everybody thinks they are.
I'll agree with you. I'll actually default to you there on that one because that one's going to be. I think it's going to be a close game. Monday Night Football, Battle of the Birds. I think it'll be closer than expected, but I think that the Eagles are a more tried and true, more tested football team.
Yeah. All right. Kansas City.
And week 3,
if Patrick Mahomes had his left arm amputated.
Unfortunately, I have to click it.
Patrick Mahomes can have his left arm amputated, his entire receiving core made of Walmart employees, an offensive line made of toilet paper, and he'd probably still win.
Yeah. Just get Taylor Swift out of the stands, please. Like,
Please.
I'm begging.
Like, I wouldn't hate
begging you, Kansas City, ban her from.
Like, it's bad. It's bad enough. We all have to deal with the Chiefs and the NFL glazing them. But now you got Travis Swift, Taylor Swift.
Travis Swift.
That's basically what Travis Kelce is. He's Travis Swift.
Let's all be honest. That's what's gonna happen. That's gonna happen if they get married. He's gonna change his name instead of her.
But it'd be a lot easier to take if Taylor Swift was not there being panned in the press box every time they did anything. Ugh.
Can't wait for the love is like a football field Taylor Swift song.
After she breaks up with Kelce.
Yeah. All right. Well.
All right.
All right. Well, you want to know what my weeks 4, 5, and 6 have?
Let me do mine
We
first.
start with a 3-game losing streak. We go on a 3-game.
No, I heard that last part.
We're starting with a 3-game losing streak.
You will not. No.
We're starting with a 3-game winning streak.
I refuse. No. I'll agree with the Falcons winning against the Saints and Carolina. What happened last year, I do not want to talk about. I cannot stand.
My prediction: Kirk Cousins gets hurt for a game. The backup quarterback comes in. Desmond Rizzler, and then Desmond the Rizzler comes in and plays like Madden 24 Desmond Ritter. And
what is he being traded back from Arizona or something?
Who's their backup? Who's Atlanta's backup?
I don't know. I think Taylor Heineke's still there.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you're totally boned if Kirk Cousins gets hurt. Heineke, he's a good backup.
All right, but hold on.
You're totally boned.
I have them losing against the Saints. I have us winning against the Falcons, and I have the Falcons winning against Carolina.
Okay, in my opinion, the Bucks-Falcons game is a toss-up between the two of them. I think it's going to be a really good game.
Also, this is on Thursday Night Football.
Watching it on Thursday Night Football.
All right, hold on. This is on Thursday Night Football. Now, history tells us that us versus the Falcons on Thursday Night Football is not good. I think the last time that happened, we got blown the fuck out.
I will say flip a coin on who wins that game, but because I'm in a podcast with you, I'm voting against the Bucks.
Spiteful motherfucker.
That's the.
All right, moving on.
Just throwing that out there.
Moving on. All right,
All
Seattle.
right, Seahawks.
Seattle or Seattle?
We don't even have to talk about Carolina.
Yeah, I got Seattle winning.
Seattle versus another Battle of the Birds. You know, I'm gonna ride with Seattle too. I keep saying that Seattle's gonna be mediocre, but I'm picking them a lot.
Like, yeah, they're gonna be.
I trust Geno. I trust Geno Smith.
Like, yes, they're gonna be mediocre. I agree with that, but they're gonna be the kind of mediocre that's not like gonna be awful to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I have the Bucks winning. I got them sweeping the Falcons. Moving on.
The memeing stops. Tampa Bay gets it done at home. I trust Baker. He's gonna cook. He's gonna cook at home. And then I have to choose Atlanta against the Cowboys.
No, I got the Cowboys winning that. As funny as it would
Fuck. It is a game the Cowboys would win.
As funny as it would
I'm riding it. I'm riding it.
As funny as it would be, the only time in my life I have rooted for the Cowboys, it was against the Falcons in that 2020 season where they came back down 27 points. That was the only time I have ever rooted for the Cowboys in my life. Because
right.
I wanted to see something funny happen, and it happened.
Falcons Saints.
I have Falcons and Saints actually splitting the series this year. So I got the Falcons winning this one.
I'm going to say the Saints win this game too.
So you got the Saints
we
sweeping?
just split the two. I said
yeah. Okay, I'm about to say you got the Saints sweeping them, but no, I had the Saints winning last time.
I have them taking their home games respectfully.
Yeah. All right. Week 11. The Falcons face the Falcons see another familiar face in Sean Payton.
They're beating the hell out of Sean Payton.
Yeah, they're gonna have some. They're gonna have some grievances they want to express.
I don't care who
on
it
him.
is. That'll be one game you're rooting for the Atlanta Falcons. It's just him to
I cannot stand. I cannot stand.
Sean Payton's team.
I cannot stand Sean Payton. I'm sorry, Joy, to Steve.
That is where I agree with you.
I'm sorry, Joy, in respect to Steve. I don't. It's not the fact that It's not that I don't like the Broncos. It's the fact that I fucking hate Sean Payton. I cannot stand him. He is a dickweed. He is a dickweed, the worst kind of asshole. And Drew Brees made his career.
My favorite color is orange. It's a darker orange than the Broncos, but I still like the color orange. And so I'm a fan of the jerseys the Broncos have. I'm not against the Broncos at all. I'm not a huge Sean Payton fan, and they did Russell Wilson incredibly dirty. Even though I'm not a huge Russell Wilson fan either. I think he's cringe. But like that whole situation is just a train wreck.
Between Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson, who's more cringe?
Russell Wilson. Broncos country. Let's ride.
I have that I have that image of Kirk Cousins shirtless and in chains doing that little dance on the plane. I cannot stand seeing that. Like, I can't stand seeing
Kirko,
that.
You mean big Kirko?
Kirko cringe, yes. And then he did a little...
I actually like Kirk Cousins.
Then he did a freaking Magic Mike dance at the awards last season with Cam Jordan.
Okay, well, Kirk Cousins, as a Packers fan, I liked him when he was on the Vikings. I couldn't...
Also,
couldn't help but root for him when they came back against the Bills.
About to say, yeah. Not to mention that Kirk Cousins is also. I have a little bit of personal hatred for him because his entire career was made during a game versus the Bucs where he came back down 14 points and there was like 7 minutes left of the fourth quarter. You like that thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember
All
it
right.
all
So
too
then they
well,
get their
but
bye.
I don't remember the game all too well, but I do remember that, and I hate it.
I remember when they beat the Packers, I was watching Kirk Cousins and he was overthrowing a lot of deep balls that he would have been able to hit, but he was going with the wind the whole game every time he took a deep shot. And in the fourth quarter, he threw a deep shot into the wind and hit it perfectly and scored like a 40-yard touchdown against us. I remember watching that game and being really mad.
All right.
Shout out to Kirk Cousins.
No, fuck him.
All right, week 13. Coming off a bye.
Now,
I have the Chargers beating the Falcons.
I will say this. I am a little bit of a believer in the Chargers, not because I'm a part-time Michigan fan because of my family. But his history with rebuilding teams, they tend to rebuild it a lot quicker than most people like to mention. With the 49ers, he immediately had them in the wild card game after a year.
I just have them being just one of those teams that they will be in every single game. I don't know if they'll win a lot of games, but they will be within striking distance of every game. And I have the Falcons in that position. The Falcons are in that position, but with the history of the Falcons, they're the team that fuck up those close games, right?
Like the
Kirk Cousins, maybe not really.
The Chargers and the Falcons
in particular,
are like
the Falcons,
two
they just
biggest
lose close
offenders of
games.
that.
Yeah. The Falcons tend to be scrappy but lose a lot. The Chargers tend to be scrappy and win more than they lose.
No.
But they're still not great. This year, I think it's going to be slightly reversed.
There's a reason why the term chargering exists.
Well, I'm talking about in recent years with Herbert.
Well, in recent years with Herbert, they haven't been able to win anything. Like, they suck in, like, clutch situations.
That is true.
Like, they were 1-7 in
but I think this year that they will.
Year.
Big oof.
Saying that was a league worst.
Well, I think that the Chargers is one of the teams I know the least about.
I selfishly wanted
I know their roster generally.
Like, I wanted Blake Corum to go to the Chargers so bad, but the Rams snatched him before.
But yeah. So I'm going to say the Chargers beat the Falcons at home.
Mm-hmm.
And then I already have the Falcons beating the Vikings.
Now we got them against the Raiders.
Falcons at the Raiders. I gotta put the Falcons over the Raiders, man.
No,
the Raiders, I think, are going to be bad.
No, I got the Raiders. I'm a believer in the Raiders this year. Minshew magic. I'm going with it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Minshew wins that game. I will say he's got Devontae Adams. So
Devontae Adams and that defense. You're forgetting about their defense. Max Crosby and Chandler Jones on the same side of the ball.
Yeah. And who else did they sign? They signed someone else, didn't they?
Doesn't matter. They win alone because of that pass rush.
I think they signed another defensive tackle or something that was good too. I can't remember.
Well, then go. Yeah, hold on. Wasn't it the Tennessee guy? What's it, the Tennessee guy? It's on the tip of my tongue. I know. I think the guy was from Tennessee.
Christian Wilkins, defensive tackle. Dolphins? Was he on the Dolphins?
Oh yeah. I fucked up his name. It was Christian Wilkins, not whatever the fuck I said. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, their defensive line's going to be good.
Anyways, I got the Raiders. You got the Falcons. Simple.
New York. I gotta put the Falcons for New York too. I've already had my hot take with them. I've already had my hot take.
Yeah, you already
with New
wasted.
York.
You already wasted your one hot take. All right, Washington.
I can have more than one hot take.
I'm taking the Commanders here.
Okay. I guess I will agree. That one's tough. But I think Washington is better than in the second half this year than the first half for sure.
All right, and just to make the Falcons feel
and
better,
I
they
cannot
sweep the Carolina
justify.
Panthers.
I have them at 9-8, which I think is respectful.
I have them at 6-11.
You are a Buccaneers fan, so
I have them at 6-11. Maybe that's the biased. Fuck it, it is the biased.
Well, it'll be interesting to see which one's closer.
It would be funny to see which one's closer. All right, come to Papa, my team here at last. Right. Let's go.
All right. Well, first one's against Washington.
We win
at home.
Fuck the rookie quarterback thing. We win.
Yeah.
No way their defense is able to hold up against.
Agreed.
No way the defense is going to be able to hold up against Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Even though the Commanders have been.
Yeah, we already have them losing to the Lions.
Yeah, I have them winning against Denver. I have the Eagles getting revenge from the playoff game last year.
Yeah, I think the Eagles win that one too. And then you have the Bucs beating the Falcons. I have the Falcons beating the Bucs, so that's going to be different already.
I have us beating the Saints. We usually always get the Saints the first time around if we split. It's always the first time around. Now, here's where it gets tricky.
I'll agree with that.
Here's where it gets tricky.
You guys get fucked by Baltimore.
No, this is going to be my
one. I think you guys get blown out.
This is my one. This is going to be my one hot take. I think we beat I think we beat the Ravens. This is going to be my hot take. I think we beat them. They do not have the same defense anymore.
I would say that's a hot take.
They do not have the same defense anymore. They lost their defensive coordinator. I think they swapped out their OC too, but
they have their offensive line is still the same, so it's the same one that had the number one rushing offense.
Mostly
with Derrick Henry this time.
We've been able to stop
Derrick Henry.
We've been able to stop Derrick Henry in the past. Nothing's going to change.
Behind a mediocre offensive line, though. The Tennessee's never had an elite offensive line.
But he was able to rush for over 1,700
Are you going to be able to stop a Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry read option?
Maybe. We have a lot of youth.
Vita Vea can't be in two places at once.
Well, yes, but we also have a lot of...
You mean Devin White?
No.
His name's...
We got rid of Devin White. He fucked up the Eagles. Good luck. But no, this is
going to get a pick six in that game with the Eagles.
I hope to God not. But this is going to be my one hot take of this. We beat Baltimore at home.
That's fair.
We're going to lose to Kansas City. We cannot beat them in the regular season no matter how hard we try. I do not know why, but we can't.
I agree.
We lose to San Francisco. We simply cannot win against San Francisco. Past few years we went there, we got slaughtered. Every single time.
I'm putting the Bucs as beating San Francisco.
The only time I remember them beating them...
I'm doing it.
The only time I remember the Bucs beating San Francisco is the year where San Francisco got horribly injured. 2018, that's the one. That's the only time I remember.
You want to know why I have them beating San Francisco?
Why are they beating San Francisco?
San Francisco is going backwards teams that lose the Super Bowl take a huge step backwards in the next year following.
The only reason why they did,
if they don't re-sign Brandon Ayuk, it looks like they are.
the only reason why they,
but they could.
The only reason why they took a step back in 2021 was because everybody got hurt. Everybody got hurt.
Who's to know they don't get hurt again? And what happens with Brock Purdy? He could take a huge step backwards.
The 49ers can't be that cursed to have it happen to them twice in 5 years.
Well, regardless, I have them losing to Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay's at home. San Francisco is going to lose more games this year than last year. My hot take for this division is Bucks upset San Francisco. You shouldn't complain about that.
I'm not complaining about it. I'll take any win we can get. All right. Us versus the Giants.
All right. Bye week.
Us versus the Giants. I'm taking
Giants
us.
all the way.
Us versus Carolina. I'm taking us.
You guys are both coming up by.
Us versus the Raiders. I'm taking us. Us versus the Chargers. I'm taking us. Us versus Dallas. I'm taking us. We win the rest of our games. No, fuck that. I can't be that biased.
I
can't be that biased, can I?
I'm taking Bucks against the first Panthers game.
Yeah, I got us winning against.
I'm taking the Raiders as well.
Why? I can't remember the last time we were beaten by the Raiders.
I don't know, man. We were just talking about that elite defensive line.
That's true, and it's only Tristan Wirfs.
I think the Falcons have a better offensive line.
And
Tristan Wirfs is
the only good person,
alone.
The only good person on that line is Tristan Wirfs. He can't do all the ass kicking by himself.
What was the game last year I was watching? Because I watched more Tampa Bay and more Jaguars games than Packers games last year because of just simply being in Florida, living in Florida right now. And there was a team that had an elite defensive line that you guys were going against, and the only person that could do anything against them was Wirfs. And everyone else, like Baker Mayfield, was getting rushed from the middle, from the side.
That was probably the 49ers.
We're in his grill. It might have been the 49ers.
And I think that was before they had Chase
Baker
Young.
He's pretty good under pressure, but I think the Raiders get it done simply on defensive line alone.
Okay. Well, I won't have them losing against the Raiders.
I know I have my bold take that San Francisco is going backwards, but it's two different reasons why I'm choosing. One, they both have elite defensive lines. Two, San Francisco is coming off a bye and is coming off of a Super Bowl loss. Trends go for more upsets. Trends show that San Francisco is going to take a step back. Not a huge step back, but they will take a step back. This Raiders team, I think that they're going to be like the Tennessee Titans, those kind of like the Seahawks. They're going to be scrappy. I think they can steal one. That's my upset for you guys.
Okay. I will not agree with the Raiders. I will agree, however, with a Chargers trap game. I will agree with that. We always have a tendency.
I'm going to say
we always have the tendency to blow random games. I have a feeling that the Chargers is going to be that game.
I have you guys losing 3 straight.
I have us winning 3 straight after that.
Bro, this is...
No, we're going to Dallas. By the way, I'm actually thinking about going to that game since it's in Dallas, and I'm about 2 hours away from there, so $50 standing room tickets. I'll go there if I can, but I don't see how, we saw what the Packers did last year in the playoffs. There's no way we don't go in there and violate them. There's no way.
Your run game isn't as good as ours was.
Our run game is always awful, yet we still win 9, 10, maybe 12 games a year for the past few years. We've never had a good run game.
My final record. What's your final record for the Bucks? Just
let's see. My final record is what I had. Oh, it's actually one game above what I had initially. It's 12-5
for the Buccaneers.
For the Bucks. 12-5 with a perfect division.
It's 8-9. Falcons 9-8. You guys 8-9.
I'm going to come to Orlando.
To be fair, I think you guys will be second in the division. What if I'm right, though?
If you're right, then I'll still come to your house and kill you in your sleep.
You guys are 4-2 in the division, though.
Yeah, cool, but we didn't win the goddamn thing. Like, here's the thing.
Would you rather me say that San Francisco beat you guys and you be 7-10?
Like, no, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I can totally see a world where we are 8-9. I have that as our absolute floor. Our ceiling is what I have.
I think you guys hit floor.
There's no way we hit floor. No way. We brought back everybody. We have a better offensive coordinator. And with the defense, we just re-signed everybody that was important, plus got Jordan Whitehead back. No way we bottom out.
We'll see. That's our biggest difference so far.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting That'll be interesting.
All right, New Orleans Saints. New Orleans
Panthers.
Oh, wait. Panthers?
Okay. Go. Carolina Panthers, whichever one P and C is above N and S.
LMNOP.
It's Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints.
Okay,
right?
okay. Yeah,
so
okay.
no matter whether you go to the Saints, Panthers, or whichever one we start with.
Panthers, fuck it. Let's just go. About to say, because this
Panthers.
is going to be quick. We know this is going to be quick.
Okay, my hot take of their division is they walk out and beat the Saints.
I'm fine with
1-0 in week 1 before they fall off a cliff.
I'm completely fine with that.
All right, before they immediately lose 3 games in a row. Chargers.
Oh, remember, I
Raiders,
got them winning against the against the Bears.
I have the Bears beating them, and then the Falcons beating them. So they go 1-0, and then 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5.
Yeah, they're starting off. They're starting off 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3. They're starting off 2-4 for me.
Hey, I will say,
it's better than what they did last
week
year.
7 and 8, they go on a 2-game winning streak.
No, I don't have them beating either of them. I don't have them beating the Commanders. I don't have them beating Denver. No way.
They can beat Denver. They gained a lot. I think that they steal one. I think that Washington should be favored, but I think that the Commanders will be better in the second half of the year versus the first half of the year, because McDaniels needs time to develop. There's some things going on. I'm going to go with that and say the Panthers at least have a second-year quarterback, and they steal one that they probably shouldn't have won against the Commanders. And the Broncos, I think, are going to be trash this year because they have $50 million in dead cap, and they chose a quarterback that was projected to go in the second or third round in the first round.
Yeah, it kind of did sound like a panic pick at that point. But I will have Carolina winning against the Commanders. You kind of talked me into it. But I will still have them winning. I'll still have them losing against Denver. They'll lose against the Saints, and they'll lose against the Giants. And then they'll lose against Kansas City.
Yep. Lose against the Giants.
We got to give the Giants. We have to give the Giants something, okay?
I was gonna have them steal the Giants because who did I have them win against? The Falcons?
Saints.
Was it the Falcons? No.
It was the Saints.
Who did I give them a win against? No, it was the Vikings. I gave him a win against the Vikings.
Oh, right.
The Saints, we haven't done yet.
No, the first game of the season, you gave him.
Oh, Panthers against Saints. That's I was talking about the
Vikings,
the Giants.
The Giants. Okay, sorry, but no, we have versus two terrible teams. I got to go with the one that has a little bit more experience at quarterback, despite the woes that he has around him.
The Panthers traded and got Deontay Johnson though, and they got
yes, but
Robert Hunt.
As much as I shit on the Giants' offense, their defense, especially that front four, is easily one of the better units of the league.
Yes, I will agree with that.
And against an offensive line that's only Robert Hunt.
For the sake of being different, I think I'll stick with the Panthers, but you've talked me into thinking it could go both ways. I think I'll stay with my gut pick, my gut check pick, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just going with my gut based on feeling. Like this gut check, Panthers beating the Kansas City. I'm just kidding.
If that happens, we all laugh.
Kansas City loses to the Panthers. Oh yeah, absolutely. I would rather the Panthers beat them, but that's just not gonna happen.
All right. After the second Bucs game,
and we already have Bucs beating the Panthers.
They lose against the Cowboys.
Yep.
And then probably the penultimate pick to see who has the better draft pick. So
I think Panthers beat them.
No, I got to go with Kyler Murray here, man. I got to go with Kyler Murray. I'll go with the midget with more experience.
Midget with more experience. See, now the way you said it, now I got to go with the Cardinals. I got to go with the Cardinals, the midget with more experience. I can't argue with that logic.
That's basically what Kyler Murray and Bryce Young are. They're for QBs, they're midgets.
They're the Oompa Loompas of the NFL quarterback scene. Oompa Loompas.
Oompa Loompa Doompa Dee Doo. I have another puzzle for you.
I got the Panthers going 4-13. Dude, I have
intercepted and touched. Damn it! I can't do an Oompa Loompa song with football themes.
I got a friend who I might send this podcast to. Who are gonna watch me just clown on the Panthers and have them go 4-13. He's a Panthers fan. Sorry.
Sorry, you say,
sorry,
but you're
buddy.
not sorry.
All right, then we get your Saints.
My Saints, they are not my Saints.
Your
sir.
Saints, your favorite Saints.
I might be a Catholic, but these are not my Saints, okay? These Saints are false Saints.
So already
false
I have them
Saints
going
go
3-3 in the division. So I have them going 3-3 in this division.
I have them.
So
I have them
getting
swept.
All right.
The Saints.
So
they're 3-3 for me. They're 3-3 in division.
The Saints lose to the Panthers in week 1. That's what I said. You said
there's no way the
Saints beat the Panthers.
There's no way the Saints beat the Cowboys.
There's no way they beat the Cowboys. I agree with that.
No way they beat the Eagles either.
The Eagles.
No way they beat the Chiefs.
No way they beat. Jesus Christ!
This is a horrible first 6 weeks.
Season.
This is a horrible first 6 weeks.
I think they beat the Broncos.
No, about to say this is a question whether or not Sean Payton gets revenge on his former staffer. But if Bill Belichick assistants have taught me anything, assistants usually know their old boss's tricks. I will go with the Saints for now. Besides, it'll be completely hilarious.
And then Saints Chargers.
It'd be completely hilarious if Dennis Allen calls a play with Taysom Hill and he just completely gets the game underway.
I'm gonna choose Saints over Chargers. A little
Nah,
bit of an
I gotta-
upset.
I gotta do Chargers
my
over
eyes,
Saints.
but-
I gotta do it.
And then we have the next two games decided already.
Yep, and that means
Browns,
okay,
Saints,
okay,
which means
okay. Hear me out. Hear me
I'm
out. Hear
picking
me
the
out.
Browns.
Hear me out here. I agree with the Browns. However, by this point, I think Deshaun Watson is going to get benched, and you're going to have Jameis Winston enter the game. Now, this can go one of two ways. One, Jameis Winston finally has a revenge game against whatever team he used to play for. Or he reverts back to what he usually does, throws a bunch of picks, and he basically wins the games for the Saints as a form of, hey, you guys housed me for a few years. Thanks for the money.
I don't know. Deshaun Watson, they seem to have a lot of faith in him over there.
I don't know why. He hasn't looked good at all. Why do you think they
I searched.
The only
No,
I'll
he's
say-
looked terrible, but
besides the fact that him and Deshaun Watson share pastimes, what else do they have for him? What else do they have for them for?
I don't fucking know. All right, LA versus the Saints.
I think this will be one of those games that Stafford shows its age.
This is an unbelievably close game because I think both teams are in the same position. They're like the exact same team.
Nope, they're not.
Different players, same story.
Nope, they're not. But please tell me why you think
LA's
that.
got an aging roster. They got Cooper Kupp, who they're paying too much money. They've got Matthew Stafford, a quarterback that's probably overpaid for what he's going to be giving them. They've got flaws, but not a lot of money to spend on those flaws, and they're just kind of writing it out.
Here's the
And that's the
difference.
same thing with the Saints. The Saints have less money. They've got older players, but they're in the same spot where they're just kind of writing it out because they're stuck with their decisions, right?
Here's the difference.
So that's
though.
why I say they're similar. Both teams are just kind of like sticking out this era.
Yeah, but here's the difference, though. The Rams, their players are proven despite their age, and they can still go out and win a ton of games if they want to. The Saints have old players who became bad.
Their defense was still pretty decent last year, despite being bad.
Well, I
Their
know.
offense was fucking putrid, though.
I know, but either way, the token
I don't
is
know if it was Derek
the
Carr's
token
fault
is-
or what it was, but
the token is that the Rams, quote unquote, older players still have their ability with them. The Saints have older players who are stuck on bad contracts who can't do much.
LA is also, I think, gonna have a good run game this year because they had what's his name breakout.
Darian Williams, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. His last name is Williams. Their offensive line is going to be healthy, and hopefully they stay healthy throughout the year. Incredibly close, but I'm going to choose LA.
All right. I'm
And
choosing
then I
the
already
Saints.
have the Saints over the Giants.
All right. Do we have another Giants upset here? They're coming up a bye week, and it is at home.
No.
Yeah, fuck. No. All right.
I do have
guys.
Commanders beating the Saints, though.
I agree. All right.
I'm sticking with my guns of the Commanders are going to have a good second half of the season,
All right. And on my screen, this will be the game that
which
decides.
could be completely wrong, but
Hold on. This is going to be the game that decides whether or not the Saints are going to be first or are going to be second or third in my division. In my division stuff. Raiders or Saints. Now, Derek Carr, could he have a revenge game? Possibly. Is it?
I think he absolutely does.
Here's the thing, though. I think the Raiders are going to show him what he decided to leave. I think the Raiders win
Well,
this.
he didn't decide to leave. They forced him out.
How did they force him out? Like,
They traded him. They
No.
signed him to an extension and then traded him away.
no. He signed an extension.
Didn't they?
He signed an extension that requested his release, and they gave him that release, and then he went to the Saints.
Let's see.
Like, he went out on his.
Well, regardless, I
went out
think
on
the
his own
Saints are going to
accord.
pull it off.
All right, I think the Raiders. I think the Raiders show him what he decided to leave.
I think that's a game we're going to see the bad side of Minshew magic. There's a lot of experience on that Saints roster.
Yeah, experience, but
not all of it's they're not all good, but Marshawn Lattimore's still there.
Yeah, he's there getting burnt. That's all he's there for. See, I think Paul.
And then I have the Saints beating the Bucks,
and I have the Bucks beating the Saints. So, all right, tally them up.
All right, so my records are Falcons 9-8, Bucks 8-9, Saints 7-10, Panthers 4-13. Falcons are 4-2 in the division. The Bucks are also 4-2 in the division. Saints are 3-3, and the Panthers are 1-5.
All right, here's mine. Bucks are 12-5, 6-0, division sweep. Falcons are 6-11, 3-3. Saints are 6-11, 3-3. Panthers are 2-15, 0-6. I think we got the full.
Which one is the
Pioneers,
the Buccaneers biased?
Who's more biased in this podcast? Obviously me, but I don't care. Fire the cannons. I'm owning up to my bias here, but I still think that's actually pretty good considering.
We just have different outlooks on the Buccaneers. I'm a little bit less hopeful, and you're a little bit more hopeful. Like you said, you're on the top end of your best case scenario. I'm on sort of the. I think they're gonna. I would rather them be a good football team than bad, but I think they're going to be right at around.
We finally suffered for
9-8 or 8-9.
We suffered.
That's how it was last year too.
For the better part of the 50 years we've been a franchise, about 35 of it was all terrible. Okay, I like to have something to hold on to.
You got to remember too, the Panthers and the Falcons both got better. The Buccaneers got a little bit better, but not as much as those two teams did.
Yeah, but you're putting all your faith in a 30-year-old.
And they went. You guys went 9-8 last year.
We went 9-8. Yes, we went 9-8, and that was after going 4.
The Falcons also drafted a QB.
Yeah, Michael Penix Jr. Congratulations. He's going to do nothing sitting on the bench. I will admit, if Kirko...
Say he does play terrible.
I'll admit, if Kirk Cousins does terrible and Penix comes in, then I'll be scared. But I don't think they're going to have Penix come in at any point. I think they're going to stick with Kirk Cousins. If he gets hurt, okay, then bring in Penix. But if he does end up playing terribly and then Penix comes in, I will be kind of terrified. Because Penix is a deep ball maniac.
I'm kind of surprised. I expected the Vikings, the Bears to be closer to at least 7-10. But their schedules are rough. It's hard to just straight up pick them to win some of them.
Yeah.
Biggest shocker for when we do the rest of the NFC is the fact that I have the Eagles 5-0 outside of their division.
Yeah, I think I have them. I think they're about. Yeah, hold on.
That is
looking
nuts.
Right now. Yeah, I got them also 5-0.
That is crazy. I also have the Commanders 3-2.
So do I. They're the same record as the Cowboys.
Outside of their division. Yeah, same. I actually think that's pretty on point, though. Cowboys do terrible outside of their division.
Yeah,
they're kind of like the Packers. They rely on their division to be bad to win.
That sounds about right. Okay, so this has been going on for about 2 hours now.
We'll try to speed up the other two.
No, we're only doing
the other two.
We're only doing the
NFC?
We're only doing the North and South this episode.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Next episode we'll try to speed up the.
Yeah, definitely.
But we care most about those two divisions, though. That's
like this point forward, they're going to be much faster because we barely care.
Well, I actually do care a lot.
Well, I know, but
I have a lot of
I care.
storylines I'm following, but
I care, but in comparison to the South, like I like I don't pay too much attention to the other divisions. I pay attention to what's in the South, and that's why I deep dive into it. So it's best that we got the divisions we both.
I'll be
know
paying
out of
attention
the way
to the Jets.
Of course you will.
And I'll also be paying attention to the Jaguars division because that's always a very interesting division to me. Because the Titans and the Texans and the Jaguars, they've both been beautifully flawed. They've all been good football teams, but with absolute fatal flaws these last couple of years.
Yeah, I know the one flaw the Texans have.
So
They
it's
have an
been fun to
Ohio State
watch
QB.
them.
That's their one big flaw.
He is the most un-Ohio State quarterback they have, right?
Yes, he's been very.
He's nothing like the normal archetype.
I know, and I hate that. If he has another good year, we officially lose the joke. I do not want to lose that joke.
Justin Fields has been cooking too in the training camp too. By the way,
congratulations, he's still a bust.
He's making he's making the Steelers definitely wonder about signing Russell Wilson to an extension. I know that.
They signed it to a 1-year deal.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. It's I don't know if they're going to have a decision to make at the end of the year whether they want to go with a young QB or Russell Wilson.
If they're smart, they'll let both of them go and then draft what's the guy from Georgia that's coming in the draft that everybody's projecting he'll go number 1?
I don't know. I don't pay enough attention until
it's actually draft season.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, I think the format for us right now, division predictions, then news. If you have any news to share, go ahead, but considering the fact it's already a 2-hour-long intro episode, it'll be entirely up to you.
No news at all. We already talked about some news while we were doing our thing, like the Packers re-signing Jordan Love. I was talking about that. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with our lists. We'll definitely be able to say I was right or I was wrong, whoever is closer.
Yeah, definitely.
The NFC North though is a lot less controversial.
Yeah, the NFC North is easily you got the Lions and the Packers and then nobody else.
Yeah, it's really just vying for how many games the Packers are going to win and how many the Lions are going to lose because it's their division to win. And I think that they're going to take the division at least by 2 games. And that's what we have it. And that's what I have it by.
Yeah, that's
2 games.
That's completely fair. All right. Oh, I guess I do.
As a Packers fan, I absolutely love Dan Campbell. So
yes. All right. Well, I do have one bit of news. 2 days from now, we're recording this on the 30th of July. 2 days from now, first preseason game of the year. Football is officially back, kind of. It's against the Bears and the Texans, but it's still a game.
Hell yeah, baby. Football's back.
If you were able to get College Football 25, it's been
Can't
back
wait
for you for a
the,
couple of weeks.
Sorry, it's not on PC. They don't like PC players.
Don't even get me started. I traded in my Xbox so I can upgrade, but I don't have the money to cover the other half. I got half of what I need for a new console by trading in my old one, but I need to get another half, and I'm broke.
Yeah, I mean, I'm broke as hell too. Can a brother get College Football 25 and a PlayStation for free, or an Xbox? I don't care. I'll play it on Switch. Beggars can't be choosers.
I don't even think it's on Switch. If it was on Switch, I would have bought it already.
Dude, that would
like,
be an awesome Switch
like,
game if they could actually make a decent port for Switch.
As terrible as the console is, as terrible as it is, I'd rather be able to play it on something.
I don't know what to think about the Switch. That's a topic for another day.
I'll say this thing has been going on for.
I don't know how to feel about the Switch.
This has been going on for about 2 hours 10 minutes now. Man, yeah.
We might have to cut off some of the beginning.
Yeah, we spent a good 10 minutes just yabbering on for like no reason.
All right. Well, if you liked the podcast, come back for more and subscribe to SDS's channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a wrap. First episode's a wrap.
That is definitely.
I promise we'll get better.
Yeah, and definitely. I'll say I will talk to you after this so we can get more adjustments made. But I think for a first episode, this was decent enough.
Sounds enough.
Good. That being said, if you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. Subscribe to me, subscribe to Drazz on Twitch. Little salute there to say, yeah, come do it. But who knows? Maybe you'll catch me and him playing Dead by Daylight in a few weeks, assuming I'm able to get back to college. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and we see you guys next time. See ya.
Peace.